Okay, so here we are once again, tooling around with a little bit more AI generative imaging stuff at Adobe Firefly's homepage here. And something caught my eye. You know, they do a great job of advertising everything that this thing is capable of. But then I was looking here, looking at Firefly inside some of the other Adobe apps, and I'd like to explore all of these different options here. But something that I've already used pretty frequently is the Adobe Express. So I use that usually to make small social media graphics or YouTube video thumbnails and things like that. So I kind of wanted to see what exactly Firefly is doing inside of these applications to make them more interesting, or to offer that sort of generative aspect to things. So again, I've used Adobe Express a lot in the past, and I also think that sometimes a lot of there was like existing tools that already did AI type of work, and now it's sort of being labeled as AI instead of just saying what it was that they were doing. So I'm going to head over to Adobe Express here, and the first thing that I'm going to do that I'm really interested in exploring is, if you look on the left-hand side here, they have this area that's called templates. And, much like just inside Firefly itself, you can just do, a text to image sort of thing. We have a text to template. And we have a couple of different options here as to what type, what kind of template you're making. And I use several of these for different purposes. I'm going to make a template for Facebook posts that are for the student-operated radio station that I manage in my job, which is WBGU-FM. So let's say, what I have to think of. Well, what prompt am I going to give that will make this work? And do I need to upload an image? And actually, it would probably be good if I found an appropriate image. And I know that recently I had received an attachment for our logo. So I'm going to download that and head right back over to Adobe Express. I'm going to come up with a prompt and then upload that logo image, and we'll see kind of how it goes. So let's say a poster for a chess tournament is where it starts. So let's say a promotional post for the Black Swamp Arts Festival in Bowling Green, Ohio. Festival. So this is something that we're part of every year. The radio station has a presence there, so it would make sense. And let's just see what we come up with. I'm going to also upload that image. So I'm going to search through my downloads and find that image. So it pops it right in there. It's going to make it in the vein of a Facebook post because I've selected that from its options there. And let's just run with it and see what it comes up with. Oh, no. So here's a problem with AI that I'm sure this is not the first. Well, this is not the first time that I've experienced it. But other people are using it. Okay, so now it looks like enough people stopped. So it's mixing art and science for us. I like that. Okay. Black Swamp Arts. Experience fun. Join us. Now, see, look at what's happening here. It's saying September 10th through 12th. And it does the same down here, but it says September 10th through 12th, 2021. Okay. So we need to give this some additional information. And maybe it won't get it right. So let's say a promotional post for the Black Swamp Arts Fest for the 2024 Black Swamp Arts Festival in Bowling Green. And then I'll say using the a promotional post for the 2024 Black Swamp Arts Festival in Bowling Green, Ohio, featuring WBGU FM 88 point, or let's say WBGU 88.1 FM, and then we'll include the tagline: Northwest Ohio's community radio station. So let's see if we can get all of that stuff in. All right, bringing my ideas to life. And it all happens in about 10 seconds. So let's see. So it's got the logo on there. Join us for the 2024 Black Swamp Arts Festival, September 6th through 8th, 2024. Cool. Sometimes the choices it's making about text and color and font and stuff isn't really working for me. I kind of like this one the best because it's got a little something familiar in the image here. I wish it said WBGU on there somewhere. But I'm really interested to see that if it got these dates right, because I'm not even sure myself. So let's do a quick Google search for BG Ohio Black Swamp Arts Festival 2024. Let's see if we get the dates. So it is correct, 6th through 8th. So it was AI was able to go through and actually find the correct information once we told it what year to look for. Otherwise, it sort of made up its own mind. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and download this. We'll say, I want to see what that looks like. This is my new template. Again, the initial prompt here was to create a template. So this would be like something that I could call up and change the text for, and then keep sort of everything else very similar. And then I could use those for the weeks leading into the Black Swamp Arts Festival. And that can be pretty cool. Looks like it's taken a second to pull together all that. So for the sake of time, we'll say, well, okay, cool. So now we've got a new template, and that's pretty awesome. Then I also wanted to explore a little bit just like some of the features just inside a regular Adobe Express project that might be considered AI or that is generative in nature. So I'm going to go here and say search templates. Search. Maybe even go back to the home page for Adobe Express. Let's just try that going from the beginning. Okay, get everything ready. Whatever it takes, Adobe. Whatever it takes. While we're waiting for that, let's look at kind of what's what's going on with Adobe Express. What will you create? Text to image, generative fill, add or remove elements, create templates from a text prompt. That's what we just started doing. Text effects. So again, this is all about being able to basically write a description of what you want instead of having to apply it yourself. So you just say what you want, and then AI will try its best to do that thing. Okay, so now Adobe Express has taken its time, but it's loaded up. What I want to do is look through my templates here and say, well, I want to do a YouTube thumbnail. And, doing a quick browse of the things that exist here, I'm going to choose this one. and I'm going to make a thumbnail for the type of content that I'm creating right now. So let's see, what can I do here to change this? This is, I'm double clicking on the text that exists, and I'm going to change what it actually says. So let's say, creating, we'll say thumbnails. We'll make it fit. Adobe Express. All right, so I think I might have to just change the font here a little bit. So we'll resize. But I do want it all to be on like one line. Okay. The other thing is I want this to fit my brand. So my YouTube channel uses these brand colors. You see I've already got a color theme. So I want to make sure that I'm using the appropriate colors. That makes sense for me. And this guy, well, that's not me. That's not going to work. So I need to replace this with an image of myself. And I like this outline. This is very common, what you see in YouTube thumbnails and stuff, to draw attention to things. So I want that. Oops. Command Z is your best friend. So I'm getting rid of these two layers, and I'm going to import my own thing. Okay. So I'm going to navigate to my downloads folder where I know that I've got some images that I feel like working with. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay. And I think what I might do, I wonder if I can switch the way it looks, right? I want it to face the other direction, maybe? Or we'll see how it works. First thing I need to do is get rid of that green screen. Now, I'm making it easy on AI because, well, it's not like a obscure background. It's just the green screen kind of thing. But if I have that image highlighted, then I should be able to just remove the background. Now, this is one of those things, it's not really being touted as an AI tool because this type of thing existed before you might refer to it as AI, generative, yada yada, but it's definitely a tool where a computer is deciding what is the background, what is the foreground, and what do I want to save and what do I want to remove. So let's see how it works. Nice. Pretty solid. It's not perfect, and part of that is the image, the picture that I've taken, and because I have a wispy beard, I guess you can see some green and stuff like that. But because of the picture itself cuts off my shoulders, I'll turn that stuff a little bit and then increase the size from there. Because I don't want to have those, my shoulders don't actually have right angles. So let's see if I can fit this stuff in. Creating thumbnails. I wonder if I can change the direction. There we go. So I think I can put that on the bottom. I'll expand this even more. There we go. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna change the size just a little bit if I can, make it, and then I'm gonna put it over me, right? So it shows up on top of my image. So that layer shows up on top. So that works pretty well. Creating thumbnails in Adobe Express. Got my image. I'm going to change my image around by adding some color to it, I think. So let's look at the color. Maybe do one of these that fits or makes sense. So maybe I'll make myself black and white, and then if I right click on it and I duplicate, and then I just make the duplicate a little bit bigger, and move those layers. Okay, and then what I need to do is make a change to the color of that. So I'm going to go custom, and let's say that I want it to be my branded blue color. So I got shadows and highlights. I want those to both be the same. Then I get the for real outline there. But I wonder also, can I move this around enough? Is there enough? Because I want to get the shoulders in there too, I guess is what I'm looking for. There we go. Cool. Creating thumbnails, Adobe Express. So, maybe I should say AI thumbnails. And then make it just a little bit bigger so that all fits. Now the other thing is that this background never really worked. So this background is silly. I need to get rid of this background and do something else. So I don't need to crop anything. I need to get rid of this background image. So I'm going to replace the background image with, let's just say a background that's available. I want to replace. Well, let's find something that's going to be like an image of AI generative. So what's an image that represents that? This is kind of cool. Let's see if we can save this image. And potentially use that. So let's go back and replace with a photo. We'll upload from my device. And there we go. I mean, it's not perfect, and I could go around and explore and look around for this, but maybe also what I could do is take this particular layer, excuse me, see my layers, see if I can grab a hold of it, and then change the color of that layer too. So kind of purple is what I'm going for. Bluish. There we go. Maybe yellow to make, I really want the actual outline of my face to show up and all that. So trying to find something that works well for this. There. I'm going to go with this one. And now that I've created all this content, I can download it. And I will apply this to, the video that I've created here when I'm done. So there's a couple of different ways that you can use this AI generative tool that Adobe is calling Firefly within Adobe Express. Thanks for watching, guys.